أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. This or that is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah. In the previous few lessons we talked about Al-Kitab, one of the quality of the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned from the azma, from the honor of the Quran, that it is Al-Kitab, Kamil Kitab, complete book. And thereafter Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, La rayba fih, there is no shak, there is no doubt about it. One, it is that this book in itself, that it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also as we discussed in the previous lesson, that it is a thing with which doubts are removed. And we gave various examples. Now another attribute or another quality of this kitab, of this book, is that it is a guidance. And then this is our topic for today. So this is basically our dua. This was our request from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the previous surah, where we said, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. We asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance, so Allah sends us a book which has guidance. So this is Hudal lil Muttaqin. That's one. Now the question arises that yes, it is the book from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and there is no doubt about it. Then why do we have so many problems? Why do we have so many divisions? Why do people not taking benefit from this Quran? Why are we so divided? Why do we have so many problems even though we have a book from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then we are still in this mess? How does this make sense? So this is basically for us to understand. One thing is, you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that it is huda, it is a guidance. The other two attributes, that it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and there is no doubt about it. Everyone basically in the Muslim ummah has accepted this. Everyone has accepted this to a certain level. But this is the quality of the Quran that majority of the ummah has completely neglected. They look for guidance in anywhere else beside the Quran. Otherwise, if we understood and if we accepted that the Quran has the guidance, we would all know it. You would all, before we even, like the ulama say, that the first thing you teach your children, if they don't know Arabic language, is you teach them the translation of the Quran. This is the first thing you should be teaching when they're little. But we don't, because we don't see this book for us. It is given to a few in the ummah that it is their job, and let them learn it and then they will teach us. So what happens, that the ummah has, like how the Yahud did previously, is the big lads, the big guys, which are the muftis and the mulus and so on, they are fighting over the minor things of Islam. Yes, small things. And the small lads, the little ones like us, who are following, who look up to these big guys, we think that these small things that they're discussing and they're fighting over, one making one video in the YouTube and making another one, fighting over all those things, and we think these are the major things of Islam. Same thing had happened to the Yahud. They were fighting over those little things while they had on their doorsteps, the orphans were getting kicked left and right, the rights of the weak were taken away, and so many injustices were happening. Same thing has happened to us. We look in our ummah, look at us. What were the major things? It was to be united, stand with the oppressed, those people who are getting hit left and right, stand with them, stand against the oppressors, don't have racism, which we have left and right. Yeah, we have so many problems. These major things that we meant to look after, these were the priority. But now what is happening? People fighting over how to stand in salah, where to put your hands, how to do rafal yadain or not, to read loud or slow, to the things that are involved in wudu, and so many little things. Taraweeh 8 or 12, 8 or 20. These little things, these have become so major and so high, and we have completely neglected which was the biggest of the farad that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done on us to understand this very Quran. Inna alladhi farada alayka al-Quran. Allah had made compulsory on us the Quran, but we don't even understand what Quran is. So this has the reason that we are in this mess. It is because we have neglected this quality of the Quran, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned to you straight away when you start the Quran. Hudan lil muttaqin. In it is a guidance. But we have thrown this away. And there is a beautiful shi'r to nearest meaning. I don't know much of the Urdu, but he says, वो ज़माने में मुअज़्ज़ज़ थे मुसलमान होकर, तुम ज़लील व ख्वार हुए तारिक कुरान होकर. They, those people, talking about the Sahaba, they received this high honor, even they were living in the darkest of the times. And some of them were vicious before Islam. Like take the biggest of the names, Khalid bin Walid, what he did before Islam, before he accepted Islam. But as soon as the medicine of the Quran went to him, he became the best. Now we name people after him. Umar, who like, according to come to some narration, whether he's weak or not, that he had a sword out going against Rasul, the Prophet of the time. That kind of people, when this medicine were given to them, this Quran, they changed. Why? Because they took this Quran as a guidance. So those people in that darknesses of time, they raised to that standards. They raised to this high status because of this. Now look at us. We are in billions. We got so many countries. We got so many powers. And look at the situation of the ummah. What else do you want from the dhillah? This is the carpet at least have some sort of purpose. Yeah, it has some sort of resistance to germs and things like that. We don't even have that. Why? Because of this, leaving this Quran. With this Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates people, and with this people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throw it to the floor. Like it comes in a hadith. So may Allah bring us back to the Quran. There are many things, but just one ayah in here. What does this represent for us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a guarantee in the Quran that you will see these many sects and these many, everyone going left and right. If you want to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want truly guidance, if you truly want to accept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your life, which you requested previously, ihdina as-siratal mustaqim, come to this Quran. Hold on to this Quran. No matter what people say, whatever their opinions are, come and judge it with this Quran. If it meets whoever they are, it does not matter. What do you think of those clans and those people they are? As long as he meets the Quran, it is a guidance. But if it does not meet, no matter what a big beard the guy has and how big of a jubbah he is wearing or how big he is, it does not matter. But if it's against his Quran, throw it to aside. So this is basically what's happening by Allah giving us one of the quality of this Quran. It is a guidance, and we must take it as a guidance. And inshallah the next lesson we will talk about for who it is a guidance. Wallahu a'lam. Subhanakallah bihamdik.